Alright, you guys, so today's episode of DuckTales was just a roller coaster of twists and turns, ups and downs, and basically at the end, one very bizarre and shocking revelation and an even more ironic twist. So, guys, the, the, the episode starts off with Della continuing to try and repair a rocket ship, the Celine, so Della can finally get back to Earth and her family. But Lieutenant Penumbra, aka also known as Lieutenant Penny throughout this episode, is trying to convince the Supreme Commander of Planet Moon that Della is just trying to trick them, and that she's a danger to everybody on Planet Moon. But everybody on Planet Moon is so intrigued by Della's stories of Planet Earth and how how she did things that Uncle Scrooge, Donald, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Webby have already done, with making references to places that they visited back in season 1. So after Della basically gets everybody so interested in Earth, Lieutenant Penumbra basically makes a smart aleck comment that gee, if the rest of you citizens of Planet Moon think Planet Earth is so great, why don't you just go there? After all, the great Della Doug said anything is possible, right? And then Della says, hey, look guys, I do feel really bad, but it's just not physically possible. My rocket is too small for you. And basically that causes everybody on Planet Moon to for a second kind of feel sad and think that they made Della mad in some way. But Della promises to try and make everybody fit so that they can all go to Earth together the next morning. Well, since Lieutenant Penumbra hates Della so much, she puts Della in her rocket and presses the emergency launch button and basically sends Della back to Earth before any more of the inhabitants of Planet Moon can board the rocket ship. But in the first shocking twist of this episode, it turns out that the Supreme Commander of Planet Moon was only pretending to like Della to basically gain the information that he needed to basically build the rocket ships so Planet Moon could invade Earth, and so that the commander would not live in fear of Earth like his father before him did, and that's basically the more dull part of the episode as far as I'm concerned, guys. The real exciting part of this episode for me is Donald is basically experiencing molting season from just a total stressful from distress, and throughout the entirety of the episode he tries to take a doctor's ordered long needed rest, but everything from Huey, Dewey, and Webby wanting to watch this old videotape that raises zombies from the undead to Louie and Uncle Scrooge being going through a portal to the underworld to Dewey borrowing some of Zeus's flying shoes. Basically, guys, in a nutshell, it almost feels like the rest of Donald's family is almost like the replacement for Daisy or Goofy throughout this episode, guys, because Donald, right up until the last few minutes that he's in this episode, literally has a good old-fashioned nervous breakdown and loses all the feathers on his face. So Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby, and Zeus's son, whose name I can unfortunately not remember, tries to give Donald a 3-month cruise to the Caribbean that basically has no noise, no aggravation, just a lot of ants to finally get some rest. Although it's very ironic, after being put through an entire day of stress, Donald actually sees Della's rocket ship crash land back on Earth. And when Donald finally gets to the spaceship to see if Della's inside, Big D actually accidentally presses the launch button, and it's Donald who is now sent away back to the moon, which I can only imagine now. Huey, Dewey, Louie, Webby, Uncle Scrooge, hopefully Launchpad, and for the first time ever, Della in the flesh will have to somehow return to Planet Moon to fight off the incoming invasion set by the people of Planet Moon and ultimately rescue Donald. So basically, guys, what an interesting overarching plot to develop.